Okay. Welcome back to something a little bit different. Today we're going to be analysing a game that's played very recently. It's played last night between a couple of GMs. We'll just hop right in. We're going to just analyse it as it goes, see how everyone played, why everyone played, how they played, things like that. So we're going to start off. We have these are six very strong GMs. First position we have Carter. White player is Zyron. Black player is Ben. Blue player is Trunk. Purple, whose POV we got is Pentix. And then sixth position is I Am Mamba. So, starting off, if we just take a quick little overview of the board, you'll notice the map, Britannia Advance. This is the least bonusy map of all time. It is nearly impossible to hold a bonus. Sometimes, if you get a bot in this game, they might hold whales. That's kind of about it. So, first off, we have the pink player, who, unfortunately for themselves, only actually has 3 positions to start this game. This is not a good start for pink. You, in progressive, want to be a lot more spread out than just having the one in Scotland, the one in Ireland, and the one in the south of England. So, what do we expect from pink? We expect them to spread. They're going to try and split up those positions into a few more. And, of course, who is everyone looking to kill as well is the other thing. Progressive, you've got to kill people to set in turn, to trade up, get more cards, and snowball the game. Typically how it's going to be done. So pink will be having a look at white. What positions can pink get? Pink can get the top one in Orkney very easily, can get this 4 very easily. Can't really get to Wales yet, but perhaps we'll find a way through eventually. This 3 can go through the 3 and the 2 pretty nicely. The 2 can go through the 3 down there. Could potentially look at a card to get rid of this position here. Maybe that's the card for pink. You also got to think cards as well. Think the card is likely just up here on purple. And if we let it play out a little bit, we'll skip it forward. And we'll see that it actually is their card in Scotland. I wouldn't mind, as the pink player here, if I just taking on the white one. It's a little bit aggressive to say I really want to get rid of a white position, but it's not the worst, especially since that's kind of where they ended up with most of their troops from that placement anyway. Okay, moving on to the white turn now. Where does white start? White has nothing in Ireland, has kind of a lot of small positions, which is quite nice in this type of map. So you kind of got 3 small positions in the south of England and Wales, decent sized one in East Anglia, and then this one here up in Scotland. So it's kind of 5 positions for now, which is a very solid start. Typically in progressive, you're looking at the guy after you to kill, so let's see how white's going to be able to line up black this game. Now, this 4 is going to be difficult, assuming that this is black's card, removing that position of white. Obviously, it depends on, if white wants to have that position to get to that 4, then white is going to add there quite a decent bit. Everything else, pretty easy to get to. Everything of black is connected in the middle. Black, very central, very connected, which is not how you want to be in progressive. Unfortunately, that's just black spawn. So, if we skip a bit further ahead, I expect white... Okay, white didn't add at all to this position. If I was black here, I'm now removing this, making this 4 much harder to get to. Let's see if Ben did the same, had the same idea. Especially since it's a 1 as well. Typically, if you see a 1, no one's going to be mad, even if it is kind of by itself. 1s, especially games like this, very few and far between. So we pointed out how few black positions there are. There's only the 3. Now, is black going to... Okay, so black takes in Scotland as well. I think, personally, the take down here in England is better. White is the player before you. They're the person that's got to kill you. So take out that positions, make that 4 harder to get. It's not difficult. Obviously, the Cornwall position can go through Devon pretty easily, but it's just a little bit of a roadblock, especially when it's a 4-1 guarantee. Don't even need to add. Okay, what else is black looking at this game? Black is looking to kill blue. Player after them has pretty good lines. Unfortunately, can't quite get up to Scotland just yet. Perhaps might be allowed in future, but pink is trying to separate these 2 Scotland positions, remember. So it might be difficult to get there without the use of portals. Okay, if we move forward, Onto the blue turn now, Trunk. Now Trunk, I like Trunk's spawn. Unfortunately heavy in Wales, don't like how heavy that is. He seems to find that quite amusing as well. Spawning with a 6 is quite surprising on this map. You start with 8 territories, having a 6 is quite a lot. But everything else, these two you can split into 2 different positions in Scotland. This is a solitary position here, and the west of England as well. So you're starting off with 5 pretty decent positions. Moving on to purple's turn. This is the main thing I noticed when I watched this game the first time round, and almost what led me into making this video in the first place. I wouldn't say this is a mistake, but yeah, if you come from a chess background, I might call this an inaccuracy. Purple has to kill red this game, right? Purple is before red in turn order. Purple is looking to kill red. What is the least threatening way you can deal with red right now? You take this one out here. You make red a position weaker. Then you have great lines from Scotland into the Ford 2. You have decent enough from Ireland to connect these through here. It's just this Wales position which you have from that massive one in the middle. Take out this position, you don't leave yourself having to split later, and when you move off this position, which is quite likely, everyone kind of has to pass through here, you still end up only having to chase one position. This, I think, was Purple's big mistake this game. Purple decided to take a card somewhere else, not taking on this one. I think allowing the 6th player to have an extra position for free is not the right play. So as we move it forward, we notice the card is taken in Ireland, and we move on to Momba's turn, who's going to just make it. He's going to instantly we see that position is upgraded so that it doesn't just stay as a 1 and get hit. It goes up to a 3, potentially adding more as well. So for red, this is another thing we've got to bear in mind. Red did not have a good start. If that position there gets wiped out, 3 positions is not good on this map at all. Obviously the island probably gets split. That then goes into 4 positions, and these 2 are very close. These 2 are very close. Only really this one here far away, but this one is easy enough to get to. So not really a good start for red here for Mamba. But being allowed this extra position is absolutely vital. I will say now, this is a winner move on game. This is not a bounties game. So everyone here is literally playing to win and for nothing else. Bounties count for 0, and it is only the winner that moves on to the next round of this tournament. So as we have a look at the board state after round 1, everyone's kind of established roughly what they want from their start. Pink has managed to split the Scotland positions very nicely. Perhaps looking to do the same with Ireland now. Move into where red allowed them. Split these up. Create themselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions. Had themselves set for a very, very solid mid-game. Looks like that's potentially the plan. White, on the other hand, are lots of 1s around the place for white. Very, very concentrated in the south of England. Can't do much about that with the spawn. No portals open for them to jump through either, which isn't great. Still has the Scotland position though. Key position on Britannia Advance. Only 2 territories can attack it, both of them being pink in this situation. It's a very key territory. Similar to this blue 5 as well. Only the 2 positions able to attack it, unless it's portaled, of course. But very, very concentrated in the south of England, and lots of kind of 2s and 1s. 2s unlikely to get hit at this level. At a lower level, who knows, but these are 6 GMs. They're going to hit 1s when they can hit 1s. But this one in particular, I would be very scared for. You know, perhaps White's saying, I'm fine with letting that position die, but I don't really see a reason to let it die. I'd like to see this 4 move into Ireland, separate themselves out a little bit more. We'll see what happens. And there it goes. So that there splits up purple. Purple's more than happy for that to happen. That was purple's intention. But this then allows white to separate themselves out further. You see how extra territory away, perhaps extra troops that someone has to hit to kill white. Love that. Only issue I see with it is that you're moving closer to pink. Pink was having a little bit of trouble getting to that position before. Now pink is right next to you. Pink is the person that's trying to kill you. Pluses and minuses with that one. But overall, I think probably for the best. Obviously, it's not just pink that can kill you. Anyone can kill you in this game. But most of the time, it's the player before you got to watch out for, especially in second position. There's only one player who can trade before on the same amount of cards. Thinking kind of second trades, trade on 4, take 4 cards, set in turn type of kill. Only that white player, only the pink player can do that. Black coming through now. Only still in kind of 3 positions. I mean, these are basically 4 now. These are kind of split up from each other. These will soon be, we can assume, but who knows on that one. Hopefully for black's sake they will be. But I do like how they're trying to just branch out a little bit at a time. There's not an easy card here that gives them that opportunity. But there goes that white position. Now, if white had just left that as a 2 or a 3, black has a much tougher time getting a card in the first place, if we're honest. Black might have to hit something else. Maybe that's why white didn't add there. Maybe, but then if that's a 3, maybe black hits the blue 2. Or maybe he just hits the 3 because you're the person who had to give me a card and you didn't. This is, player dynamics as well, key part of Risk. But hitting that position there loses white a position. They still had positions close to it, so maybe not all too important. 3 in Cornwall looking very strong. Another corner. Corners on progressive, when you're trying to stay alive at least, very important. Middle positions a lot more for when you're able to be aggressive. So as we go through this game, expect to see positions like the black 5 and the purple 5 especially vacated when someone feels weak and taken when someone feels strong. How many territories they all see? Very, very key positions on this map. Moving into blue's turn now. Just going to take a card. Not much to say about that. Happy to move on to the next turn. Obviously, we're getting through the early game here. This is how most progressive games go. Nothing really will happen most of the time, unless someone has randomly been hit by a bot, or if you're playing with zombies, if someone's lost 10 troops to zombies, something can happen early. But when you're playing with very good players, you see how their troop counts are slowly climbing up. So before first trades even, way before first trades, we're going to see everyone starting on 20 troops. The worst someone's doing right now is on 22. Now, I love this play here from Bomber. 2 people left portals open. Now, 6th player, very solid position. You're going to get a lot of extra troops on the first trade, but very liable to be getting killed on second trades on 4 cards. So, splitting yourself up into lots of 3s and 4s makes yourself so much more difficult to kill. This portal play, when 2 people leave portals open, just creating these positions is so influential in this game. We're going to see from that, he has gone from this one here to 3, 4, 5 to now 7 positions. Those extra 2 positions, not very strong in troops, but everyone around them, this one here, the 3 next to a 6, hittable. But 4 next to a 5, if black wants to get that kill, he's got to add 4 troops there to 100% it, a troop down here to 100%, plus the split over here, extra troops here, and hitting through pink. It's made that kill so much harder. Not to mention he still can't get to some positions. Adding extra positions like that, so key. So key. Okay, I think I'm going to skip a little through this early game here. You see people, kind of sticking with, most of the time, turn 3, kind of stick with your positions now. Would have liked to see pink separate that potentially, but first position you can look to be more aggressive. Difficult for someone to kill you first, especially first or second trades. unless you're missing that set on 4 on the second trade, in which case, unlucky and GG go next. There's not much to say. I do find it interesting the way they maneuver that. Putting troops on the portal, I guess, was the plan. Hoping a portal opens up to create a new position, seeing what Mamba just did. But I would have liked that if that 4 was placed over here instead. That already is a new position. Now you have the two of them together, that's just one position. Pink has effectively lost a position there. Okay. Keeping on going through. You notice already, the weakest player is now up to 25 troops after 3 rounds. This might look a bit different from your games, might look a bit different from your tournament games where you get hit out early. This, once again, high level games, people will only hit ones if they're able to only hit ones. And we are seeing, as a result of that, everyone's getting a lot higher in troop count. Now, when that's the case, potentially leading to stalemates, typically progressive, makes it difficult to stalemate, but if people aren't getting hit and the cards don't keep up, then it can happen where it stalemates. Typically, you're looking for kills around second or third trades. If it hasn't happened by then, probably doesn't happen for a little while, unless someone forces it. Similar in a way to how most caps games go. Now we see this position that we talked about with pink disappearing entirely. Once again, you didn't use the portal to create a new position, nothing opened up. That's just another position he's just lost there. Not a big fan of that. Okay, let's move forward. Let's get to the first trades, actually. Let's get all the way through. Okay. So, this is how we're looking at the start. Let's get the thing at the top gone. Okay. So, we have pink in 1, 2, 3. We're counting this as one position. 4, 5 positions. Pretty solid. Pink, typically first trades, not looking for kills, especially, that first trade is 4 cards. You've got to kill a guy, set and turn, you're going to get 6. So if you can kill someone for 10 troops, then go for it in first position. Otherwise, it's difficult, right? It's difficult. Especially since then you're going to be afterwards, everyone in turn order as well. Yeah, when you get 5 cards, you effectively get an extra trade, but then you take 2 more. It's more like a -1. You're going to end up, after everything all settles, a card behind everyone else. Sometimes moving to the end of the turn order isn't bad. Sometimes it's the difference between winning and losing. But on that note, we are looking at pink's positions. They can get to every single one of white's apart from this one here in Cornwall. That's pretty good. How does white get down here though? Or how does pink get down here though? For now, he doesn't. Obviously, this portal's open this turn, but hitting this turn is just kind of asking for a position to get hit back. You're both going to lose the game. Pink basically has to hope this portal opens up again when pink needs the white kill. Otherwise, it's not happening. There's too many other people troops in the way. These 8 here, between blue and red combined, too much right now. Too much for quite a while as well. The first trade and second trade is going to be worth 20. These are going to be improved before then. It's going to be difficult. White, on the other hand, I like how they have a position isolated from their only attacker. That's very good. White, looking at black, has difficulties getting to this too, but it's not impossible. Everything else, close, but not too close to. Don't know where he really could have maneuvered to get closer, especially down here. Blue never let up on this 4, and red had this since about turn 2, so difficult to have got closer, but more than happy that he's in and around the area of most of it, but unlikely looking at the kill here. Unless black does some weird things, it's unlikely that white's going to be able to take black this game. Now pink here, with an interesting move, creates a position for black. When you're taking a card, you can choose to, if someone's split like this, you can choose to remove yourself back again, leave them in that one position. You can choose to create the position. This time gives himself the extra card here, but seeing as he has card in the south, I wouldn't necessarily say the best idea. You only have one extra card there. People this level likely going to give you cards anyway. Not the biggest fan of giving the position to black. We'll see how it plays out though. Now, up to the 8 trade for black. At this point, no kills are going to be happening first trades, right? We have so many troops on the board. Remember, as I said earlier, no one losing those troops early means that it's much more difficult to get those kills early. Or at least for those kills to be profitable. Everyone positioning very well as well. We see black has amazing lines on blue. When I say I mean amazing lines on blue right now. Has this 4 perfectly scouted. Has this 3 and the 5 very easy. The 7 can just add to the Wales position. 9 or 4 is exactly what you need already. Only issue is Scotland. That was always going to be an issue. Black is as close as he can be. With how the game's gone so far, neither of those players was going to give black a kind of say in how that kill guard goes. Blue, unfortunate to lose a troop there, but just takes his turn quickly. Another thing you'll see at this level, people who have nothing to do apart from take a card and pass, do it as fast as possible so they don't give their opponents enough time to think about a potential kill. Love to see that. But as I said before, unlikely that there is a kill on this trade turn. Player in last position has 33 troops before their turn, or 32, this one is going to go. That there is so much more than you start with, right? You start with 20. He's added 15 troops before he takes the 15 trade. It's a very, very large troop count. Up to 50 already. Momba is incredibly hard to kill just by the sheer number of troops he has, as well as the sheer number of positions. Now, in particular, play from Momba here, he adds a massive stack hidden in a corner. This is something that's kind of his style. Not everyone will do this. A lot of players will spread their troops out across the board, try and make even stacks. Perhaps can make everything an 8. He gets 50 troops, 7 positions. He can make 7s and 8s everywhere. In this situation, what's really the difference between a 5 and a 7? Not much, right? It takes 10 troops to kill a 5, 12 troops to kill a 7. So you add 2, they add 2. Not much different. But the power of having an 18, the portal's closing, that doesn't matter so much. The power of having an 18 that's hidden in a corner, he is near impossible to kill already. Now it is impossible. Like straight up, no one can kill him. And if that is to reopen as a portal, which you never know what can happen, instant power to get out anywhere on the board, look for kills. This is a very stylized thing. This is a thing that not everyone does. We'll see it instantly pay off as well. That's straight away on a portal. Can't really jump many places. You notice blue did the same thing as well, by the way, in this 15. Not quite in the corner, but similar idea. Unfortunately for blue, all of those portals that just opened on the 18 are blue territories. Perhaps see the 8 move off. But this is going to be when everyone's on 4 cards, those portals are going to open. 4 cards, second trades, typically when you'll look for a kill. If we skip through this turn, this one here won't be too interesting. Unless anyone wants to trade on 3, which is extremely unlikely. Trading on 3 here is just a death sentence for someone behind you who doesn't have a trade on 4. Which in a win and move on, not smart. Everyone here is going to stay around. Now, of course, that might be their own death warrant. But seeing, once again, those troop counts inflated at the start makes it harder to get these kills here. So, as we move on, this next trade, whoever takes it is going to get 20 troops. Which sounds like a lot, and it is a decent bit, but it's also not all too many. You got to take those 20 troops. If you're pink, you go up to say 60 troops total. You have to kill 40 white troops on this turn if you want to get that set in turn. Now, there are lines for it. Don't get me wrong. You add onto the 8 to make it. That's what he's got. 23 to place. He has set 23 troops to place. To kill an 11 guaranteed, I believe you need 15 total. So add 7, add 5. So that's 12 already gone. Add 2 to the 7 to make it 5 is 99%, not 100, but it's close enough. So what? 2 more. So now we're up to. I completely lost track. 7, 5, 12, 14. Kill the 8, you need another 5. So 19. And then everything else down here, you only have 4 more troops. It's a very difficult kill. You'd have to maybe take an 8 on 5. Maybe take a 14 on 11, 13 on 11. Kind of a 7 on 4. A lot of kind of 85% chances, which more than likely one of them's going to fail. You're going to fail the kill, and the game's instantly going to implode. So you're not going to see this kill be taken most of the time. Reason being as well, because the portal's on the blue 4, pink has to go 1, 6, 1 portal, 4, 5. Just too much. It's close, but just too much. If Carter doesn't trade here, if pink doesn't trade, then it becomes. And so we see he's going to map out the idea of the kill. I like to do this myself when I'm playing. You have an idea. What positions? What would I need on each position? If I place my troops looking for the kill, do I have enough to actually do it? So we see the 15 on 11 is thought of. The 15 to go 1, 6, 1, 4, 5 is not quite enough, but you already realise it's not enough, so you're just going to place troops elsewhere. I completely lost my original point, but if it's important, it will come back to me. If not, then we'll move on from my ramblings. I think that was it. The next trade obviously going to be R25 now. White having a very similar troop count to black. 25 troops to place. How are the lines looking? This 12 is near impossible. Blue 4 portals, the chance. Apart from that, white has very good lines as well. So what does white need to do? White needs to go 8, 1, 3. 12 troops to take out, probably 16, 17 total. Plus a split on the 4, so maybe up to like 22 total. Maybe that's risky. It's a risky kill at 22 total. So maybe that goes up to 24 troops, so maybe 13 there. This 8 has to go 9, 7, 5. I don't believe the 9 and 5 connect. Maybe it has to go 9, 3, 5. That's better pathing. And the 6 has to go 1, 4, 12. Already we can see it's too much. White's not going to go for this kill. But this is how you have to plan out. Ooh, Pentix doesn't have a set on 4. This is how you have to plan out progressive kills. You set yourself up early to get positions on the players just after you. White also has a good chance of getting blue, by the way. Blue has about the same amount of troops as black. If blue is the easier kill, blue is by far the better kill to take. Yeah, there's no point making things harder than they have to be. Issue is getting to the 7. Have to hit through red 5, 1. Not impossible. Also can't get to this 2, actually. Has to hit through another red 4. Not ideal. Not an ideal kill getting blue. If that one there was possible, then that was better. But it wasn't. Though I believe that white didn't actually even have a trade on 4 this turn. Which is why we see them cry laughing. White, at this point, this feels like a death warrant. Not having a trade on 4 here. Unless people work together to keep you alive, you're pretty dead. And the issue is, you're going to be going to 5 cards. Whoever kills you is going to sweep the game. Which now creates the dilemma. It is in everyone's best interests to keep white alive. apart from the guy that can kill white. If anyone can kill white, then obviously that's the play they should be looking for. This is a very interesting position now. As soon as someone doesn't have that trade on 4, this game gets very interesting. Black instantly going to trade. Can they kill white? This is now kind of the Uno reverse card of risk. White has been stalking black so far, but now the tables turn. White didn't have the trade, black did. Does black have the kill on blue or white? Blue is also trade in turn. The 4 and 1 make 5, obviously. It's a worthwhile trade in turn. If you get that trade in turn, you get the 30. Potentially can take it into the white kill to get another trade in turn, take the 35. Snowball your troops all the way up. Have a very, very solid chance to win the game. Unlikely to see that this game. The blue kill heavily guarded by pink and white, as it should be. This 5 is going to cost an extra 12 troops to get through. It's going to make this a lot harder. At that point, okay, we're not getting the blue kill. How's the white kill looking? The white kill will open up the blue kill after it happens. You have to go. This 12 is enough to hit 1-5. This 8 would have to go hit 12-1. The 3 would have to be added to go through 4-5. 10v8. Issue is getting down to the bottom corner, which is likely going 12. Hit the blue 4. Split off the 5. So hit the 5, split it, go through the portal 1-6-1. That's the lines on white. It's not an easy kill to see in real time. 60-second turn timer. And I doubt that there's enough troops in the first place, if we're honest. So black just going to take and pass. Blocks up the portal. This is key. What black did here, this is how white is going to stay alive. Okay? You need players who have a little bit of extra troopage to block up any potential lines that later players have. Now this 5 is more difficult for a player like red to get to, right? Red now has to go through the purple 4, which is going to be added to if purple has a set. This 5 is going to be much harder to get to. Things like that, protecting your fellow players when you can't kill them, meaning that other people can't as well. Key to making a progressive game go longer, giving yourself more odds, more chances to win. Love that play from Ben. It looks so simple as well, right? It looks so simple. I'm congratulating him like it's a genius masterstroke. He added and took. He hit a 1. But it's so important. This play here is so important to making this game go longer. Okay, next we're going to see Trunk. Set, not looking for kill. Only kill, again, is white. The lines are not good, if we're honest. There's a lot of hitting red involved if you want to kill white right now. And everyone has to hit through the pink 4 at a minimum as well. White is very well guarded up here. And also, in fairness, over here as well. And the corner. White has some very, very, very spread out positions. These corners are getting stronger by the second. And this is going to be White's lifeline in this game. The no trade on 4 in a lower level lobby against one high level opponent is a absolutely you're gone. So we're going to see blue create what looks like to be another position for themselves. Don't mind it at all. This 2's feeling incredibly weak, but 5 is likely to survive. Pentix. So we saw earlier, Pentix had a look in the bottom left. He saw early there was no set on 4. So what he's going to do, he's going to give 0 time to the next player. 0 time. You're not allowed to calculate anything. If you want my kill, you have to do it now. Otherwise, you don't get it. This leaves Mamba 60 seconds to think. You're already potentially lining up that white kill. The white kill going, adding to the 5 in Wales, go down. Adding to the 5 over here in Northern Ireland, hit the 4, the 5. The 9 gets added to, hits the 1, the 12. The 1, the 4, the 5. Okay, that's quite a few added to that. 9. 18's already enough to hit the 8. Issue is now getting through here. We saw blue move into this portal. This is effectively blocking red from the white kill now. It has to hit through a 14. Unlikely to manage it. That kill, if blue doesn't do that, I think it's possible. The 35 trade, 38 troops total to place down. You need 4. You need like 10 or so here, so 14. Then you need about like 20 here, honestly, to go through 112, 145. You need about 20 added on that 9. But then you don't need anything on that 8, so then you just need the rest on the 5. That's a kill. That's done. He had the troops if that was going to happen. That's quite scary. Blue with another save on white. Now we look at the red kill, so the purple kill. Purple has a very similar situation. Can't get to this London position. Love that play from blue as well. Using that portal, creates another position for themselves, completely blocks off red from both kills now. So, after all this, we now end up with white in a very, very good position. What looked to be like a signing of their death warrant, their death certificate, has suddenly turned into the position where they get to set on the second biggest in second position. What should have been the 25 trade is now the 40 trade. And we're going to see how now this is a huge imbalance in the troop count. Typically, we will see least troops in first position, but having right of first action, going to most troops at the bottom, safest from the guy in first position, but last to act on that trading turn. Here now instead, white, Zenron, has second most troops in second position. This is an imbalance. The issue with keeping this player alive is that now they are very, very strong in an incredibly strong position. The issue with letting them die is that the game ends. So, things to think about. If you know you're playing with other good players, then you can look to keep that player alive. If you're playing with weak players, perhaps letting them die to someone who isn't as good is an okay play. Because now this player here, who in most other lobbies would have been pretty damn dead, is now thriving. Still no kills. The purple kill looks to be difficult. Once again, this London position makes it so difficult. It's not actually that difficult, I lie. The Wales position is the difficult one. Has to hit through red 10 to get to Wales. Plus the kill guard in the bottom of Ireland has to hit through black 17. That's not a kill that you're taking. White can't get purple. Everyone stays alive. We're also going to see purple have a decent few troops, but it's not too different. Purple gets the biggest trade instead of the second biggest trade. So ends up with 5 more troops than they were meant to. 10 more compared to the people around them, because blue only got third trade instead of fourth. So he's going to be a bit stronger than he would be otherwise, but not too different. This is blue actually attempting the purple kill. I like the idea of this kill. This, if you can pull it off, is obviously amazing, right? The 27 here is enough to go 4 split 4-5-5. 7 1 25, no shot. I like the idea in principle. 18 is enough to go 3-11. 14 on 12 is risky but doable. Has to get rid of this position up here. This is the thing, right? You can't go through the 25. You can't go through like the 118. You're not going to have enough left over. Especially going through like the 7 as well. So for this kill to work, the 6 has to kill the 10. Or rather the 8 has to kill the 12. Unlikely, but a worthwhile attempt. Blue loses a couple troops from doing this. If it works, blue wins this game, straight up. Right? if you're able to lose 7 troops getting rid of 13, this kill instantly happens. You get 5 cards, you trade in turn, and every kill after that, so it goes from 2 to 5, 2 add 5, 7, we're there. The trade takes you down to 4. Every kill in this game is a set in turn until the end of the game. So you kill pink, set in turn. You kill black, set in turn. You kill red even, set in turn. If blue manages this kill, which is, once again, incredibly unlikely, but this is a low risk and insanely high reward play. I like the idea of it. Unfortunately, it's not going to pay off, but it's perfectly fine to go for this type of thing. It might look passive-aggressive to someone, but that might just be because they don't quite understand. Blue at this point is going to give it up. Say 10 on 6 on 1. Probably not happening. Not even going to bother. So purple will be allowed to set, and we'll get that 45 trade to end off the second trade. Very eventful. Very, very eventful. So to recap, we had 2 players not get set on 4. Usually that will end a game. If one early player doesn't get set on 4, will typically end the game. A late player, they had a few more from early trades, and people aren't able to set to kill them, then it's a bit different, but an early player not having set on 4 is usually a death warrant. This time, 2 players survive. We now have a very, very strong early player. This makes Pink's game exponentially more difficult now. Pink is stuck in a place where you can't really kill the Gaiatis, you have to go to black. Already a 9 troop disparity. Has okay lines. It's not good. Had to hit through a purple 5, had to hit through like white 10. Not great. Pink this whole time was lining up for white. That's no longer a possibility because of the insane troop disparity from setting later. Pink is now in big, big trouble. Especially, as we said again, this is a winner moves on game. You get a bounty, you get like 5th and 1. It's not going to be 7 points. You just lose. If you get 2nd place, you're out of this tournament. Have to move on. Have to win to move on. Other option here for purple, by the way, is having a look at this pink kill. 3 cards to get the 50 trade. Kill 62 troops. It's not quite worth it. But getting a player out and getting that kill on the board, you probably end up with more troops than you started with. It's pretty close. Speed that game up. And there's the set on 3 for Pentix. Interesting. So, going through to the end of it. 2 players surviving. That no set on 4 Nightmare. Now, heading into potentially 3rd trades here. People already having enough potentially to trade. We know Pentix has a trade on 3. Do we see someone trade on 3 this time? Obviously, a trade on 3, you can't get a kill. It's a set in turn, at least. You can get a kill. Everyone here can kill pink at this point. I think, especially this 31 being so central, so aggressive, so central. Pink is killable, but not worth it. Everyone who kills pink will go to 5 cards and get murdered. Unless those troops get unless those trades get inflated, potentially survivable. Okay. Black's going to set on 3. Now, black has the pink kill here. Black has lined themselves up with their troop placement. The 21 goes through either of the 5s, 9-1. 25 goes 15 split 4. 40 goes 3 split 31 or 31 split 3. Either way round. That is a very, very dead Carter. Issue being for black is that they move on to 5 cards, meaning that they are a set in turn for anyone, and likely go down to about 70 troops. Right? Usually, hitting a big stack like this, you won't lose as many as the stack, you lose a little bit less. You're hitting a 3, you might lose 1 or 2. Hitting a 9, you might lose like 5. That kind of thing. So maybe you lose like 50. So if he goes down to 74, he's on 5 cards, 74 troops. Pentix or Mamba, purple or red, both have enough. If they have the set on 3, which we know Pentix does have, black taking the pink kill here kills black. Can't take that set without can't get the kill without set and turn. Otherwise, you die yourself. So this here is a set for safety from black. They do have enough troops to kind of sit in people's ways. Trunk is also going to have set on 3. This is really inflating the troop counts right now. This is getting pretty scary. I mean, honestly, white has to be scared of pink again now. That trade was, what, the 55? Yeah. So, even if Pentix and Mamba don't trade, white gets the 60, moves up to 120 to kill 85. Very possible. Still has issues getting down to Cornwall, massive issues. If those get sorted, then white dies, pink sets in turn. White has to be a little bit scared. Probably not too scared, he's getting pretty well guarded actually. I'm kind of over-dramatizing this. But there are scenarios where pink is able to actually get white here. Everyone setting on 3 just makes that a little bit more possible. Pentix going to match, gets the 60. This is now getting scary. Everyone's dabbing because there's a 69 somewhere that I've missed, I'm assuming. Have no idea. Pentix is in the same kind of situation as everyone else regarding the pink kill. It's possible, but unprofitable. And that's going to remain an issue. Or is it? Mamba instantly takes the 65. Has 100 troops over the pink player. And instantly, when you notice someone setting up a 7 on 3, this is ringing alarm bells. This means kill is happening. Prepare to be next. Or prepare for what's going to happen next. We see 16 on 9 on 1 is enough. 7 on 3, 100% roll. Adding to the 6 to hit through the 31. And then hit through the 1 portal. Hit the 15, split the 4. What's happening here? Taking the 37 or 31 should be 100%. Adds the rest to this portal to do the same idea. Hitting through the white 8. Up at the top. Loses 4. Hits pink 15. Loses 15. That's unfortunate. Loses 4, hitting 4. That's also unfortunate. Typically, attacker's advantage, you lose a lot less, like hitting a 3 and losing a 1. 16 loses 9, loses 1. So really, and then minus 32 there as well, by the way. We're going to see that that stack there is only 4 troops big. Now, this is a very well taken kill. Don't get me wrong. There's also an incredibly unlucky kill. We saw minus 15 on 15 in the north. We saw so minus 4 and 8, pretty good. Minus 15 on 15, that's kind of scary already. Minus 4 on 4. So minus 23 troops in the north instantly. All of these troops matter now because you're not going to set in turn. You're going to be stuck on this number of troops until you get that trade on 5 when everyone else has had a turn at trying to kill you. Losing 1 on 3, very good, but we then saw losing 9 on a 9, unfortunate again. So he's lost a good 30 odd, plus this here, loses like 60 plus troops on a 60 on a kill worth 60. That's very unlucky. If Mamba has, say, 110 troops here, perhaps there's a chance he survives. Going down to 97, this is likely Mamba dead too. I like the idea of the play. I really do. If this is pulled off, then you effectively take yourself to the front of the turn order as well. You get that extra trade. If you're able to survive, this is a very worthwhile kill. Unfortunately, this game doesn't quite pan out that way. And we're going to see Zenron with 150. Is he going to have a look at the Mamba kill? Let's find out. Probably should have, honestly, but has difficulties getting to the 5. So maybe not him. Okay. Now does someone without a set in turn go for it? We're also going to notice gets rid of this outer position. Oh, he's going for it. My bad. He is going for it, I think. 6 on 10. 10 on 6. Bad split there. Didn't need to split that much, especially having 12 left over. That's not a good split. Does get the kill, though. Very well played. That's now trade in turn and a card ahead. Love that from Zenron. So, lost about 90 troops, gains them all back instantly, and we see he's going to have... he's actually 2 cards ahead or 1 card behind after this trade. Once again, you kill someone on 5 cards, you move to the end of the turn order. I forgot myself there. Very, very strong position now. Honestly, probably not even a reason to set on 4 here. Everyone's going to just take nibbles of white now. You want to get him to the point where you don't want to feed the kill, obviously, but you do want to just take him down a little bit, and you also want to isolate him. Right? If you leave this if you leave this chain of 1s across, it can be a little bit annoying for white to try and actually re-enter that side of the board. If you're able to just isolate the guy, put him in kind of just the 98, no one can really die to him. So we're going to see just a couple of nibbles taken off. Taken from about 140 down to 120. If you feed the kill to purple, then that's incredibly bad. Purple isn't too well positioned though. This 25 can't really hit. You'd need to like 4-stack hit the 90, the 98, which should include the 33 coming in, going past the 12 on the way in. Not really a possibility. Actually, the 42 has to come down, hit that 12. The 33, they kind of block each other off. They both vie for this position. They can't actually get in and double hit it. So that kill probably can't go over anyway, as long as black has the 40 there. But there, white trades. We're going to notice white now goes up to 2 cards, so he's at the back of the turn order. Basically, just imagine white now is down here, which is pretty useful to imagine because they both have the same image. They're just different colours. Okay, what happens next? So, white has now put themselves in exactly 1 position. I like this in principle. The idea being is that you are the strongest player. You don't really care if you have to hit through 5s at this point in the game. You have 190 to kill 107. If white is able to kill black, that is trade in turn. So it doesn't trade, stays on 2 cards, kill the 3, get to 5, trade in turn, time. Issue is this 26, the portals are going to go down, the 26 is not on portal. 40, very easy to get to, has to hit through either a 21 or a 24 to get to this 26. So that instantly loses, say, 20 extra troops on this kill. So pretend black actually has 130 overall. That's realistically what it's going to cost. Okay? And then we'll see why white is unlikely to go for that black kill. Trades just aren't quite big enough to justify it. If the trade was worth 150, and black was going to cost you 130, 100% with you for going it. This one here, even honestly, it's not the worst kill to attempt. I might still go for it in white's position. It's really not a bad kill to go for. As long as no other massive positions get blocked off by big stacks, which is going to be difficult to do at this point, if we're honest. This 190 can definitely hit through to that 26 and hit what 24. I think you start 24 because then you can hit the one, split off 30, and then go on from there. But you can 100% get that black kill set in turn. Not going to see white do that though. Or are we? Or are we? Ha ha ha. Takes the 40 route first, goes up to the top, all the way down. Has the kill in a line of ones minus this 20 hit over here. Takes a couple of extra ones along the way. Doesn't really matter as long as the slider's working. 21. Minus 11 on a 21 is very lucky. Very happy with that. Minus 20 on the 26. Good kill for white. Going to give him, what, the 85 is that? Goes up to 201. This is terrifying now. Blue and purple should be quaking in their boots. Unless, of course, they have a set on 3. Let me just check that. I wasn't quite looking. Does purple have a set on 3? Yes, he does. Interesting. If there is no set on 3, then I think the game is won by white. And I don't think there's much arguing it. Doesn't need a set to be able to kill either player. Portals are opening, which makes that easier. Probably gets purple instead of blue. This 87 is awkward when you have an 86 as your main stack. Or 170. Not awkward anymore. 170 moves back. Yeah. Yeah, that kill's possible. Go through portal, you can get that. Blue, unfortunately for white, has a set on 3. Which brings out the tears of laughter. And a couple of nabs. Okay. So blue, just going to take some nibbles out of white, as we saw before. Troop count now, territory count now matters. Right, you're going to get some extra troops at the start of the turn if you have those territories. So everyone else trying to remove those extra troops. Not all too important, but, you know, why not, right? Isolate white. White is still going to be the strongest player here. Unless they have something crazy happen, like no set on 5. No set on 4. Can't have no set on 5. But with both blue and purple having set on 3, this makes this game less of a win for white. Or at least for now. Who knows how this is going to turn out. But just know there is a reason I picked this game. This game is crazy. Not really a fan of that move by Pentix at the end, if honest. No, not understanding why he's moved internal. Would like to ask him, actually. That's kind of odd. Typically, this point of the game, anything that's internal is just going to be left internal. You don't need to be... No, that doesn't need to be open if they're going to break you, and they probably will break you. No skin off their back. I don't know why you'd move that internal. I don't understand why you move that to portal. Portal, you're open, can jump around all over the place. Leaving that internal now effectively only has 200 troops to attack with. Unlikely to matter much, as there's no one really to attack, with Zenron also having a trade on 3. So now, even the dead players are crying of laughter. No one is really killable. No one's profitable at all. This game's going to have to go a couple extra turns. We're going to see a little bit of manoeuvring, I assume. But it's unlikely to be much else, at least for a little while. And now bear in mind, that trade was, what, 100? Go back. This was the 100 trade, right? Yeah, 100. Look how many troops everyone has. the trades are now not really worth it. The next trade's going to be 105. Blue, the cheapest kill, has 211 territories. Not territories, troops. That's a lot of troops. That's double what the trade is. That makes it an unprofitable trade. Basically, no matter what. Even if blue has 5 cards, that's a difficult difficult kill to justify, unless you can guarantee yourself the win as well. Now, going to see a little bit of positioning. Blue is going to open up purple, which annoyed Ben. Mamba is shocked. I don't know why you wouldn't attack from the 103 down, from the 2 down. You can do anything else. I would not open up that portal. I think that is not a good play from blue, in my opinion. Unfortunately, I mean, what does it matter? I mean, like, what, the 32 is locked anyway now? But still, it was pointless to hit that portal and give purple an opportunity to move that stack somewhere useful. So what's going to happen next? No one's going to have cards for a little bit. Can't do much right now. I'm sure you guys can see how close we are to the end of this video. So, Pentix has another set on 3. Does anyone else? We saw a little bit of alliance chat happening, and it appears that white is hitting blue down. This might I remind you guys, win and move on. This is an odd play. Unless white thinks that they can win no matter what. They pick up a joker or something, who knows? Can't get rid of that position, which is just kind of funny. They kill guarding blue? What's the play here? I'm struggling to understand why in a win and move on you would attack someone like that. Also, time to point out, this stack is effectively locked, while white holds these 3 territories here. He holds 1, 2, 3. This 196 is completely locked off to the south of the board. 50 is unkillable, everything else is unkillable. Now, Trunk didn't get the set, so I think we're going to see some killing happen. Pentix is going to take the kill on blue through portal. Unfortunately, has to open up white to get out. Going through that portal has to happen. But now we have entered the very, very end game. All of these troops now are just to hit out ones. The big stack is the one that really matters. This game now hinges on how this roll at the top goes. We're going to see 117 attackers against 196 defenders, and 153 white troops go. Now, not saying this game is won for white, if that's a worse hit from purple, because there's if white doesn't have set on 3, purple has 5 cards. Purple kills him anyway. But that there is the game donezo. 50% chance roll, hits, unfortunately loses the 1v1 on the manual dice. White didn't have the trade anyway. That there is game. Now, I would be very interested to ask white why they decided to weaken blue, feeding a kill to a player only to then heavily lose to that player in the 1v1 and have no say in how the game actually ended. It's a very odd play. I don't know why Zenron decided to do that there. I'm sure he had his reasons. I'm sure they were very good reasons knowing him as well. It's just unfortunate the way it played out. Maybe he expected a better roll, It's a 0% blitz roll. They usually don't go all too well, but attacker's advantage still playing a key part there. Maybe, if white ends up with 50 troops left, then he can break everything, leave the 14, the 16 locked, but then purple has set on 5 anyway. You, by feeding that kill, you're relying on getting a set on 3. Only time feeding that kill makes sense, in my opinion, if you have a Joker already. You can't rely on a set on 3 in a winner moves on game. It's about 50-50 chance whether you get it or not. If you're relying on that as your win condition, from where White was, if we take ourselves back from this position, do you think White has I think White has a pretty damn good chance of winning this game. Putting it down to less than a 50-50, I don't think that's the optimal move. But congratulations to Pentix for taking this game down and moving on. And that there was our analysis of the Turbo. See you guys next time.